got a little blues for you. I started playing guitar when I was 8 years old. That was back in the 60s, and we didn't learn a lot of music theory because there was nobody around to teach it to us. The area I lived in, I don't even believe there was a teacher anywhere near that place, and if there were any, we didn't know about them. So when we got our guitars, we just kind of doodled around, felt around on the instruments until we could figure out what to play, and we just kind of, okay, I'll try this note, and I'll try this note, and I'll try this note, and eventually we kept playing until we got the sound we were looking for. B.B. King was a big influence back in that time, and we learned a lot of that kind of stuff. All right, the first thing we're going to do is establish a place on the fretboard for us to play. This backing track that we're going to use in this video is in the key of C minor, which is really E flat major. So we're going to go to the 8th fret and use a C minor pentatonic scale, and it works like this. As I said earlier, we didn't know anything about music theory, so basically what we would do is just kind of feel around until we found a note that fit. And so we usually wound up playing the root note of the key that was being played. So it would be C minor, it would be C. Now that high C is at the 13th fret, and then we go back to the 8th fret for C, and then low C. Slide up to the root. So you got to keep track of that minor root. And any notes around it. Back to that root again, see? So once we kind of got used to finding that root, we would use notes around that root, do turns and things that sounded good with the root, like I'm going to stay away from calling out a whole bunch of notes right now because I want you to kind of listen for the notes. What is important is how they sound, how they sound when we play them. So learn the scale and then pick notes out of the scale, like, so I'm using my first finger and my 4th finger and going back to the root, then up there grabbing that root, bend that note, up back at the minor root. That's C. Guitar a whole lot. You just want to stay generally in the pentatonic area between the 8th fret and the 13th fret. Just kind of keep it within here and just kind of play around with this. If you move around too much, kind of you start losing the feel. So you want to try to get real control of those notes. As time has gone on, I've learned that you can put any note into a phrase in a key if you know how to place those notes correctly, and you can make those notes sound good. The whole key to this is just trying to get a good sound out of it. So I'm going to do some chromatic notes. Now I played pretty much every note in the scale there and some of the ones in between, and I still got a decent sound because, you know, you place them correctly and they sound good. Chromatic scale, one note after another. Now I'm going to play a track and play along with it and show you how some of this is used with the music. Notice I'm not really concerned with the rhythm too much. I'm trying to get a nice feel and get some nice tones in there. All about the sound. Tongue scale. Root. Put a little speed in there.